Hi, welcome to another episode of Candidly Fierce. I am your host, Terese Alexander. On today's episode, we will be talking about dating and finance. This is a single men's edition. So, as you know, I am very, very passionate about normalizing financial conversations. So, when I say normalizing financial conversations, I believe that there are conversations that we should have as a community to get us to where we need to go. So, when I say financial conversations, what exactly do I mean? I mean conversations as in finance and life, right? That could be relationships, shopping, investment, real estate, whatever. Everything we do in the day to day life has to do with money, right? So today's topic really will be about dating and finance. I'm curious on when it comes to single men, exactly how is it do they choose to spend their money? So my definition of single is anyone that is not married. So you can be in a relationship, you can be courting, or as my mom would say, you could be shacking. You can be engaged, whatever. I'm just very curious on how do they choose to spend money. I have seen on Instagram and Facebook several posts that says something about men who buy things for who do or don't buy things for women and why they do it and when things are acceptable, when they're not acceptable. I've seen things about some females say that the only reason why men spend money is because they expect sex at the end of the day. Um, is that true? Is that not true? Does the caliber of the woman dictate how the man actually treats her? I don't know the answer. I'm a woman. So I figured, why not have the conversation with some men? Let's see how exactly they feel about the topic. With that being said, I have three um, guys that are going to be on our panel today. I have Mr. Texas, Rayshawn, and Harvey. Guys, jump in. Thanks for being here today.
It was good.
Yo, what's happening? I'm Harvey. I'm a community advocate. I work in the community. I've been in DC for about 5 years, ever since 2014, or 6 years now. And everything is true. Everything in relationship, because some people view relationships as a transactional type of situation, and some people are into relationships as an emotional type thing. The emotional type of situation is when somebody's looking for love and looking for somebody. And the transactional type thing is when people are dating and trying to looking for social status and trying to social climb. So I mean, I feel like if a person is admitting or saying that they've experienced something, you gotta take them at their word for it. So there are gold diggers. Gold diggers do exist, and also men that exploit women. They exist. Everything is real.
Okay. When do you think, Harvey, you should say what your intentions are in your dating process? Like you meet a female, when do you figure out if this is going to be transactional or emotional?
Okay, well, before I go any further, let me say I'm a '70s baby, so I'm an old head, right? And I feel like most men, or me specifically, all my life, I've been in general in it for enjoying myself at that given point in time. So I don't even consider financial relations until favors are starting to be asked. And so food, clothing, and shelter is what I'm concentrated on. Now we can meet along the way and share time and space. That's something that Nipsey Hussle said. That's something I learned from Nipsey, and I never met him, but his philosophy: we only get to enjoy people. You don't possess anyone. So that's a philosophy that I've adopted.
So, in that philosophy, do you believe that when you share time and space, you should go Dutch, or should there be an exchange in gifts or anything during that time? Or are you just literally exchanging time and space?
No, I feel like if I want somebody, I'm gonna pursue them. So therefore, I'm going to be giving to them in all fashion and form. But it's going to be a reciprocal. I've always been reciprocal. Like I'm the guy that expects something on Valentine's Day. Like I'm buying you something, you buying me something. It's an expression of love. Christmas the same way. My biggest holidays are my birthday and Christmas. Anything else can be hit or miss. But on those 2 times a year, I expect to be reciprocated, and I appreciate you and vice versa.
Okay, okay. Rayshawn, what's your comment?
was going in and out a little bit when you were explaining, but I do think financial, like money, has a lot to do with relationships because from my generation, being born in 2000, there's females that look that if you look a certain type of way and carry yourself a certain type of way, even if you have money or not, won't approach you or won't let you approach them just because of the vision, just a visual aspect of things. A certain type of way with their people want to be carried a certain type of way by their other, but then there are females that don't care about that type of stuff, and then that'll meet you halfway and just don't mind certain things. I, for one, don't care as much for gifts and stuff. Christmas and my birthday are big. Christmas not as much. My birthday, yes, but I also pamper. I prefer to pamper than to be pampered because I value my time. So me being with you enough is already. I feel like I'm not wasting my time. So I feel like I'm a value your time the same way I would have valued my time.
So you said pamper. Does it matter? I don't know if you have something on your mic.
I don't.
Okay, we're picking up some. When you say pamper, does it matter what level or type of woman, caliber of woman? And so when I say caliber of woman, I mean that there are women who want to be business. There are women who want to be Insta models. There are women who want to have be taken care of or kept from a certain perspective, right? So, does it matter what type of woman, right? And I know, I have 5 brothers, so let me say that I have 5 brothers and a host of cousins, right? So I know that when there are certain women that they're looking to date, right, from a serious perspective. And then, if I be quite honest, there's just certain women they looking to smash, it's just, I know what it is, right? So when you give your example of pampering a woman, right, does it not matter what it is? Is it any woman that you're spending time and energy with, a girlfriend, a friend with benefit, a friend?
I'm a no off the end of, like, when I first meet the individuals, when I make that decision on whether the type of pampering or the type of caliber of female she is. And then off that caliber of female she is, depends on how you pamper her. I mean, certain females, it's not that they expect more, but their caliber is higher than other females. So you don't got to buy and do certain things for other females. Ones and twos, thing. There's ones that have to be a certain type of way around, and then twos are not that important, so they don't mind the gifts that they receive.
Okay, so I know your definition for of one to twos. Can you please give me or give the audience your definition of a one and a two?
Mr. Texas know too. My ones are like, I mean, everybody know the one female. The one female is that woman that demands attention. She walks in the room and she's like when she walks into the room, she don't got to be loud. She don't got to be extra and all of that. You just know that that lady is in the room and demanding attention. She also carries herself different. It's not that those are the ones that don't, not to say need a man, but like a man would be nice in their life type thing. A two is more reliable, more dependable. A two is also, you're not gonna talk to your one the way you talk to the two, if that makes sense. Like the two just lets things slide that another type of female wouldn't let things slide.
So y'all agree, Mr. Texas and Harvey? Is Harvey doesn't agree? Texas does. Harvey, give me your feedback.
Yeah, I actually watched the first recording or the prior recording where y'all had the same conversation, and I don't believe in that paradigm of looking at women in that fashion. Something I learned, I'm a youth leader as well, so something I learned was you never generalize things. I learned that from Bishop Bronner. And to be honest, in my experience, I've dated women my age, primarily older women and younger women. And I realized in my dating that they're all the same in general. It's about the individual woman and the relationship I'm sharing with her kind. And so to say, well, this girl, just because of whatever she falls into this category, I never in a relationship saying you're contained to this space or you're contained to that space or you're gonna only be this type of girl or you're gonna be that type of girl. Because that's a comparison trap, you know. And if you're out here on the what we were talking about, like growing the nation or growing, I want to subscribe to that philosophy.
But then at the same time, you got to remember it's a 10-year age gap between the three of us. So you 70s, I'm 80s. Maytime, you 80s or 90s? You said what? See, you see what I'm saying? So it's an age difference between that. What he's saying is not wrong. What you're saying is not wrong. You know what I'm saying at the same time, but you can't really say this is the only way because
Right.
when you go that one way, I mean, you can't really say that. My mom tell me all the time it's more than one way to skin a cat, which means if you can skin a cat more than one way, it's just more than one way to learn something or to do something or
Right. Well,
even
no,
to
no, no.
generalize something.
Yeah, I understand that, and there's nothing wrong with that philosophy. All I'm saying is, it seems like you limit the potential of a person that might be a loving, endearing person. If you're saying because I met you at this certain point in time in my life, and you are a certain type of person, you can only be this type of person. But as in saying, well, this is just the way I go about my dating, nothing wrong with that. Of course, do that because I mean that's a drafting process. That's saying, well, this is the type of experience I want. So there's nothing wrong with any philosophy. I'm just saying that I feel like it's limited. That's all.
Do it off of a dating aspect only though. It's not how I judge somebody. It's just how you could realize the type of person that person is based off she carries herself. Like right now sitting here, I could say that it's 4-1 sitting here because when you speak, you demand attention. When my aunt speaks, she demands attention. When Mr. Texas speaks, he demands attention. You're not gonna speak when somebody else is speaking because you want that full attention when you're talking. You want everybody to be listening to you. That other person will and argue back and forth with that person because he or she just wants to be heard. He or she just wants to get out what he's saying or he's saying, just so it's getting out. It's nothing behind it. It's just trying to go back and forth with the person. Where you have facts and you're trying to tell somebody facts and you're fact checking. So you're gonna let that person speak and then you're gonna go back and speak.
I do believe that there are different caliber of people, right? I mean, one of the things I say all the time is, I mean, personally, in being a woman, I think that there's different caliber of women, right? I think that there are women that exist that want nothing more than to be kept, right? I have some female friends that want to be kept. I have some female friends that are gold diggers, right? I won't call them friends, let me call them associates, right? Like all they are out for is what can you do for me? It's a very self serving motive, right? That does exist, right? So then my only question is if you talk to somebody, because I think morals and values and character matter, right? So if as you're talking to someone and you're positioning how you want this female to be in your life, right? Do you take any of that into consideration in dictating how you pursue her? Right? I mean, like we can all be real and give the politically correct answer to say, oh, we're going to treat everyone the same or everyone that I'm dating with the intent to marry or have a relationship. But in reality, there are people that you just want to keep as friends with benefits. Right?
Right.
There are people who you're not trying to go any further with. It may not have started that way. However, something along the line showed that this person, and I'm saying for male, in my opinion, right, male and females, like something along the line deters what I thought this was and what this really is going to become.
Right. Right.
Other than right, Mr. Texas, you don't have anything else to add?
Ooh, no, I agree.
I got you, right?
I got to ask Harvey. Harvey was the one. We gotta know if Harvey is agreeing with us or if we're still on different pages.
Materialistic female, yeah, materialistic females exist. I'm saying, in spiritual alignment, if you're searching for the person you want to love the rest of your life, a lot of that stuff falls to this wayside. It's like, can I love this person? Is this person there for me? So if they're materialistic, and I see that they're there for me, I'm still gonna love them with the same compassion. So yeah, materialistic women do exist, but I don't tend to find myself around that caliber of female.
So you have a
I'm
weed
around
out.
the
you have a weed out process, and in your weed out process, you're able through some spiritual discernment, you're able to kind of figure out who's aligned with you and who's not aligned with you, and then that dictates how you move forward. Am I understanding you correct, Harvey?
Okay, yeah. Let's go back to day one. Day one, when I was a young buck, I had a 3-date minimum. By 3 dates, you know if you're interested in me or if I'm interested in you, or how this thing is gonna go. Meaning I would spin up to the 3rd date. After the 3rd date, I'm not chipping in though. I'm going Dutch after that. If we want to get to the heart of it, I've matured to the point of where I accept all women in my life, and I love her. I treat every woman with respect, and if she wants to, then it will grow. It'll be a mutual understanding to grow to a relationship. But it's not the way I'm saying I'm out here. Some women I can be in a relationship with to a certain level, and some women I can't. I don't know if I'm answering any of your questions, but I just know material. I agree, materialistic women do exist. Materialistic women do exist.
No, you answered. I mean, and that's actually like where I'm trying to get to now, because it feels like it's more of a real, answer, because you said you at one point in time had a 3-date minimum, right? So these are the type of things that as a woman we are interested in knowing, right? You're not going to tell me in dating, right? If you and I were dating, you're not going to say, okay, you got 3 dates before I start spending money and see what this is all about, right? This is just your test, right? Because I believe that women and men test each other in relationships to see how far we're going to go and how far we can take this. There's tests. Okay, how do you act in front of strangers? Can I take you around my family? If I buy you this, will you buy me this? If we go to the movies, if I buy the ticket, will you buy the things at the concession stand? There are tests along the way. A lot of them have to do with money and how the person carries themselves. However, no one knows they're being tested. Because no one's having that type of conversation. So now I'm saying, okay, let's have a conversation, right? An honest conversation to say, yo, okay, yeah, before I'm really can say I view you this way, these are the minimum standards I do for everybody, right? And then doing this for everybody, this is how you know you special, right? I mean, because I have girlfriends that because a guy takes them to McDonald's, they're like, oh my God, he's my man. That doesn't mean he may buy everybody McDonald's. He may love steakhouse and take everybody to Ruth Chris as a first date. That don't make you special, right? However, you know how they say men and women are different. We think different, right? So then now I'm just saying, all right, well, you all get a bad rap because, right now it's saying black men don't do this, or you a simp if you do this, or you lame if you do this, you care too much if you do this, right? You send flowers, yo, what's wrong? You like me too much. I had a girlfriend say that about a guy. Well, he was like, yo, you had a bad day, and I just sent you flowers. Say it again.
Right. You do have to remember too. I mean, that's part of mainstream. If you listen to what everybody else tells you, then of course you're gonna follow those rules. If you can't think for yourself, what ends up happening is you will end up following that. And the funny part about it is if you're actually dating and you're listening to what mainstream is telling you about this person instead of the third, you may just miss out on a good person. You may just miss out on your wife. You may just miss out on that good friend because of what mainstream said. Oh, she said that when she eat her food, she only like Wendy's with the sea salt, but she only want the fries cooked on the side. No, I don't. That's why I don't listen to mainstream. I don't.
Okay, but mainstream has relationship goals. Ain't that what everybody want? Hashtag relationship goals. Then who sets the goals?
They the main one single though. They the main one single. Hashtag relationship goals. We together next week. They not together. Let's be real about it. You can sit there and look. You can go on Instagram right now. The same one that posted it. We can go on Instagram. I'm looking at a post right now. 2 days ago they was together. Now they're not together no more. I'm talking like family pictures. Like chilling with children. These not his kids. And now you're not together? Relationship goals? No. My right now goals.
Terese, I think this might add to the conversation if we talk about what is the general, what do we consider our general experience or the general lead up between meeting someone and then having a sexual experience, a sexual relationship? Because that's the point I was trying to explain. It all develops different. Not even explain. I wasn't trying to explain it. I had a chance to sit and think while you guys were talking about my experience and growing up. So by the time you're in high school, you've been talking on the phone and having conversations. It's relationship building prior to you ever being able to, well, now I got my license, I can go out and drive, I can go out, you understand what I'm saying? So everybody starts a relationship point. It's different about how you meet a person. So that's a big part of it.
That's a very good point and a segue. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about from when you meet a person, you meet her today, right? What leads up? How do you make the decision of when you sleep with her?
You don't make that decision. That's something that just happens. I mean, you don't pencil in a time, hey, what are you doing Friday at 6? Oh, I'm gonna come over. No, you don't pencil in a time for that. Like that's dumb. You don't sit and plan that out. And people that plan that out, I'll tell you this right now to your face, you're lame. Like you want to plan that portion of the relationship out, you're lame. Because that's something that just doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
But you're saying relationship. I'm saying first meeting.
Relationship, first dating, any of that. If you are planning for that to happen, if you're planning, if you have a plan and you write down in a book, okay, today is the day for this to happen, you're lame. It can happen anytime.
So is there okay, let's say you meet her today, 5 o'clock. What time is it? 12:45, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 o'clock, y'all went to dinner. Dinner was nice. You paid for dinner, right? She like, yo, what you want to do next? And you like, I don't know. She's like, yo, why don't you come back to my place and you sleep with her? 3:30, you didn't have her. You just met her. Say you met her that morning at the grocery store. When you went to the grocery store, you met her. You said, let's do lunch. Y'all had lunch. 3 o'clock, you didn't slept with her. Haven't known her 24 hours. Does that change or dictate how you feel about her? Or is it?
Oh, that does change how I will feel about somebody because to be honest with you, first off, I have to make me an appointment because that was too easy. That was too quick. You know what I'm saying? Just like just like a person that I knew Byron would call. Yeah, Byron. Yeah, don't call me now. I just called you. Yeah. So I mean, it does. I mean, come on, let's be real. That's kind of like you meet a dude and the shoes on the other foot. How would you take that? But it doesn't really. To me, it doesn't matter at all. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go and sleep with a person I had just met. I don't do things like that.
And I'm going off of your example. Your example was what happens if we just met. I mean, you shouldn't put a time on it, right? You said people who do that are lame, right?
Yeah, at the same time, though, same day, like what are your morals? Like you don't have no morals at all. Like, come on, you just met this person. Like this person could be like your cousin. Like for real, let's be real. This could be your real life cousin. And you sit up here like, oh yeah, I want to go and sleep with this person.
Okay, so have you not had a relationship?
I would say if that was given my scenario, I met her, I would be paranoid until the test came back that I was okay. And after that, I would say, ooh, go.
I don't see myself going to the White House at hours after I met them. That's
I mean, we have some goals. Like Jesus Christ, like you took it like you got in the car and you didn't even let the car warm up. You just went 0 to 100 real quick. Calm down.
It didn't matter.
No, you was like, hey, I said it didn't matter. I said it didn't matter because apparently you have to have a courting phase. You have to go out on a date and get to know.
No. Right? There are people who meet people today, right? We can act like it don't exist, but it does. And if we can, in this society, in our day and age, there are people who meet today and sleep with each other today. That does exist. That is a reality. Whether you want to admit it or not, that is a real reality. So then my question is, if that happens, right, do you think of them different? Is tomorrow, are you questioning whether or not you're going to call, like, maybe, maybe not, right? Sometimes it happens that folks ain't even broke bread with one another. We ain't even had a meal, right?
And let's be real. If it was straight, then you'd be like, yeah, I might slide back through there again.
But what do you think
So
about that female? Is that a female that you could say like, oh, this is just entertainment, or is that
she's
a
a two.
female?
She's a two. She's a two all day.
Wait, I'm sorry. Before I agree with him,
She's a two all day. She's a two, yo. Sorry.
because
He said, yeah, two.
it's
Yeah.
not. It has to be based off like comfortability and it has to be based off the female. Give it or not, whatever we say, it's comfortability and the female. The female has to be more comfortable with you. The comfortable she is, the more comfortable she is with you, the more she opens up, the more things start to change, the more you lead towards that aspect. I don't want to go 12 dinner 3 o'clock your house and I you at 11. I don't want that.
I
That's
got
Okay.
some
Let's say
standards.
we had a club. Let's say we had a club.
okay.
We meet in the club. I've been twerking, busting it open on you all night. After the club, we like, yo, we finna go get breakfast. Right after breakfast, we like, yo, we don't want this to end, and then we still end up smashing. That happens. One night stands after a club, you know they happen.
They definitely do. That's the
But
same
you're
as
saying
you might as
that
well just went to the grocery store. You might as well just went to the grocery store. It's the same. It's just overnight. That's the only thing that changed. We got to spend. I need that distance and come back. The distance and come back is where you know if it's really real.
Let me know it's real.
so. What about so y'all telling me that nowhere in y'all life have y'all had just entertainment?
Yeah, but even the just entertainment got to be monitorized before you just entertain.
Right. What kind of life have you been living?
Just because I
Sheesh,
take
you
2 days
women.
don't mean they got to
Oh
be.
no, this ain't my life at all. I'm asking, because I social media, right? And then there are girls who just like having sex, right? Before we started recording, Mr. Texas, you said that women are starting to think like men. Women have a
Yeah,
different sexual
yeah,
appetite.
I did.
So
Yeah.
if that's the case, right, and you talked about how women, I mean, I have friends that say stuff like, yo, I don't want him to ever spend a dime on me because when he spends money on me, he thinks he owns me, right? Well, so
Mm.
I'm gonna take him out on a date. I'm gonna do this for him. Then how would that make you get what I'm saying? Like you have the alpha woman, you got the submissive woman. You there's different type of women. So then my question to you all is, in having different type of women, how do you carry them? And then does it matter? Does any of this change how you spend your money on them, or what do
No.
you expect them to do for you? Right? Do you expect them to spend money on you? Let's ask that question.
Expectation wise, I feel as if well, I don't say spend money on me, but I feel like you should have something in you that makes you want to reciprocate. It shouldn't be forced at all. Like it should be you thinking about me or you me thinking about you and we wanting to get somebody something. Like it shouldn't be, oh, let me go get her this, that, and the other so I could get this, that, and the other. It should just
Some
be
cheeks. Yeah. I'm
right.
ready for
It
some
should just
cheeks.
be a thought.
Ah,
A thought, or back and forth thought, like, hey, this person would like such and such, and this person or she would like this, and I'm gonna get this for her. Like I'm walking down the Walmart house and I see something in Walmart. Oh, she would like this, and I pick it up and I take it to her. And literally, I was walking down the grocery store and I thought about you. I got this
straight like that.
for you. Yeah.
Bam.
Have you all ever felt like you took somebody out and the only reason why she was out is to get a free meal?
Yeah, I have. I would say the name, but then I feel like that person is still on my Facebook page. But yeah, I have. We did. And the question I asked that person was, "Hey, have you ever been to this place before?" And they were like, "No." I was like, "Why did we come here then?" It's like, "Oh, I wanted to try the food here." Okay. And then we go to a place, and then first off, the food was dumb expensive. The food wasn't really that good. You know what I'm saying? Like And then we go to a place where everything was reasonable and it was like $5 happy hour drinks. So I'm looking like, why did we go to this expensive place? This is where you're comfortable at. Why didn't we come over here? Oh, I wanted to try the food over here. You want to try the food? Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right. So when I'm in my bag,
Well, maybe she
nope,
want to try the food and have the experience of trying the food with
no,
you.
no, that's not what it was. Because when you in your bag, it's totally different when a man is in his bag and when she's in her bag. So when a man is in his bag, it don't matter what the price is. When you with the female and it's her time to pay, we can eat Root Chris long as he paying for it. But then when the female get to it, she like, well, we can eat Root Chris or we could do In-N-Out Burger for the whole weekend. And you like, what? It equal the same, but it's the same. It's a different place.
Does it? Do you think that how much she wants to do with you dictate how she feels about you, or
How
do you
much
think
he what?
how much whether or not she takes you to In-N-Out versus her taking you to Ruth Chris? Do you think that has any indication of how she feels about you?
To a point, yes. Because if you're sitting there and you're expecting me to, you can't sit and expect me to do something that you're not willing to do yourself. So if in the relationship you're sitting there saying, hey, look, this is what I eat, this is what I like to go and I like to do this, I like to do that. Oh, I don't eat out of brown bags. I got to sit down and eat my food. And you sitting there thinking to yourself like, oh, okay, well, let me try to make this work for my girl or whatever. But then when it's time for you to eat, she ain't got no problem pulling up the Dairy Queen, getting you a chili dog and some fries. And you might like that the whole time. Nobody want to eat that all the time. So I want to be pampered too. You know what I'm saying? Go to Olive Garden and get me some Gettys or some no homo, meatballs.
So how do y'all feel? Let's say you took me to Ruth Chris, and on my date night for you, I cooked.
That's different. That came from the heart though.
Let me jump
It
out
didn't
here,
come
and
from
I
the
just
back.
want to say I want to be mute on this part of the conversation because I'm too old about food. Anytime food is being served, that means we're eating. It's part of the experience. So I don't get caught up on dinner and stuff. I don't get caught up on that.
Okay. Y'all quiet. Can't hear you, Ray.
I'm trying to think like how what he's saying makes sense, but there's not. But that also goes back to the caliber of female. Like you see, you offered like
Yeah,
a caliber of female that would cook for you or that would take you out to that same exact restaurant, and she could want to try the
right.
food. And she could just want to go back to the restaurant. It could be, but some females do want to try food and want you to be there to try food with you. It's not her wanting an expensive meal. It's her wanting this. That's her quality time with you. That's her version of her quality time. She's doing something that she really likes to do, which is eating, and she's doing it with somebody that she really likes, which is you. So I feel like
Hey, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Ray Sean. I thought that. But she didn't eat nothing. See what I'm saying?
I mean,
Right.
she
No, she didn't eat. She didn't eat at all. When the food finally made it there, I was looking at her like this. You're not gonna eat your food? She's like, no, it's gotta be yoga class. But I'll drink these 8 margaritas. It's like happy hour. What do you think this is? It's just happy. These apps ain't half off.
So wait, I got a question. Well, I got a question for Harvey though. So how do you meet the female? Like, what are those first 3 dates? If y'all not, are y'all going out to eat or like,
First, disclaimer: this was when I was a teenager, when I was a Rudy Poop, when
right?
I was a young person. So it was through school. It was in school,
That's
just
fine.
going to school, going places, hanging out, in general. But I've also on this plates issue. I've been out dining before I met a woman and shared a plate. It's out dining. If I ain't got it, I'll buy one plate and we'll split it if it's about us relating with one another. See, when you break it down, spending this much on a meal, now you cooking at home. I like cooking from the kitchen. I'm a kitchen person. I can go in the kitchen and cook something. So I enjoy that. It's so I food trivia.
But see, that's respect, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's totally different. And you do have to understand that that relationship will be in a whole nother category when you do things like that. That's two people coming together doing what they need to do to get by. You see what I'm saying? And any real woman, for real, would definitely respect a meal from her man, or a man would respect a meal from his woman coming out that kitchen any day. Any day. It don't matter what you do. You can put some bananas and some oatmeal together and say, hey baby, this is what we having tonight. Keto diet, keto food, and boom, he gonna sit there and eat it. Baby, that was good. Bet. You know what I'm saying? His stomach might hurt a little bit later on, but guess what? Hey, it was good. But when you sit and you take when you sit and you take, let's go out. Bet. You get up, you put clothes on because you don't want to look, you gotta look good for your girl. So you put clothes on, then you drive out somewhere. Well, you gotta put gas in the car just in case. Me, it be on half tank. Anyway, put gas in the car, go out, do what you gotta do, turn around. You know, you asked me to come to this place, but then you don't like none of the food. Well, you get there late, you don't want to eat the food, you just want to drink. Okay, cool. You can sit and drink. I thought you was hungry though. You invited me to whatever the name of the restaurant was. It was a Mexican restaurant. I like to say it's in Federal Hill, Baltimore, and it's horrible. it it didn't make to me in my little situation, in the situation I was in, it didn't make any sense to me because I'm sitting there trying to figure out why. I'm trying to figure out the why. This didn't make no sense. I could have stayed at home. Or for real, I could have for the amount of money that I spent there, I could have went to the Olive Garden, got our food, and we could have sat out at Federal Hill. We could have went to a baseball game, anything. Yo, you know how much just for me getting there? Like, okay, I'm gonna be totally honest. I took $200 out. By the time I made it home, I had $40. I was like, yo, what happened?
Okay,
Right.
okay,
We got
wait.
right. I'm
Okay,
looking like,
wait. I have a question because I see this date experience was touchy for you. So let me ask you this question. Harvey said back in the day, he had a 3-date minimum to figure out what he wanted to do with the female. So I'm going to ask Mr. Texas and Ray Sean to tell me what is one of your tests. I'm not asking all your secrets, right? What is one
one of
of
my
your
tests.
so I'm gonna call it a test, but what is one of your requirements or non-negotiable? So now you then you're courting and dating a female. Now you're trying to decide whether or not this female is enough to go to an exclusivity level with you. Like, what are you
I'm
looking
gonna be
for
with me.
with
With
you?
me. It's with me. The what I'm looking at is the way you treat me and the way you handle me. You know what I'm saying? Just just like a female wants to be handled a certain way. You can't talk to her no any kind of way. You can't do her no any. It's time to go. You can't snatch her up. It's time to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? No, it's a way that you talk to her. It's a way that you sit down with her. Everything you handle her with delicacy. With me, I'm a man. Of course, you ain't got to handle me delicate, but sometimes you get a female be like, "Oh, I told your ass to get back." You know what I'm saying? You get the ones from Friday. Tell your daddy I said what's up. But with me, I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? So I get that I have to talk to my girl this way. She needs to talk to me this way. It's all in how you treat me at the end of the day. But
So
at the end of the day with her, it's all how you treat her as well.
so in treating you, all you're looking for is how she talks to you. Are you looking for anything
No, no,
different? Are you
no.
like I had someone tell me that that he couldn't date a selfish female. Like if the female was all about like if a female couldn't put money in his hands, like let's say Christmas came up and he needed $500, right? Like if he could give her or invest in her, but if she couldn't invest in him, it was a problem, right?
No, that has nothing to do with it. When I say money doesn't have anything to do with the way you treat me. The way you
Okay.
treat me is just the way you treat me, like the way you handle me. If that's what we're doing, where we're exchanging money back and forth, then that's what we're doing. But it's all in the way that you actually treat me. Like you can't sit there and demand something from me that you're not doing yourself. You can't. I'm sorry, you just can't do that. We can sit, we can talk about whatever, but no, it's all in how you treat me.
Do you watch how she handles herself financially? Like, do you
Oh,
watch whether or
of
not she
course.
spends money, she saves money, if she blow money on whatever she's labels? Like, do you watch any of that? Does any of that play any type of determining factor in whether or not you want to be?
Of course, that plays a big factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. If you got a person that just want to spend, and you sitting and you looking like, yo, what your savings account looking like? Oh, I'm good. Don't worry about it. And you go, you know, being a man you are. Let me see your savings. Let me see where you at real quick. For this month, I'm gonna match you for whatever you put in there. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to help. Let's just
But if
say,
I'm courting you, I'm not showing you my savings account. If I'm not in an
well,
exclusive
cool.
relationship with you, why am I showing you my bank account?
Then why am I spending money on you then?
You spending money on me because you pursuing me and you trying to get to know me. That has nothing to do with my bank account. I
We
don't
can
have
get
to
to know
show
each
you
other.
my bank statement before
We can
you
get
make
to
a
know each other
decision
at
on whether or not you want to be exclusive with me.
we can get to know each other at a state park or a national park. We ain't got to go out to eat. You know what I'm saying? That's how we can do that then. Because if you call yourself trying to pursue yourself or trying to put yourself in a relationship, or I'm seeking a relationship with you, this, that, the third, then it's gonna be uncomfortable a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And this is why you have this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because the one thing that you said when you first started the podcast was this is a very uncomfortable subject to talk to with your partners.
It is.
So if you can't sit down and talk about your finances with your partner, or quote unquote somebody that you're going into a relationship with, then why are you doing it?
Going into a relationship and being so I think that there's levels to it. Like how I treat somebody who I'm dating versus courting versus in a relationship with versus engaged to be married versus married. That I have different levels of what I'm willing to show and give you, right?
Of
So
course.
for me talking about exclusivity with you, right? I don't think that an exclusivity conversation means I need to give you bank statements. We talking
Oh
marriage.
no! I ain't talking about no bank statements. No, your deposit. What are you putting in your savings account right now?
I don't
What
think,
is it?
I mean, so to me, that's still a bank statement. I mean, I don't think I need to tell you what's in my account in a dating phase. You talking about marrying me, right? I think that's a
Mhm.
different conversation versus, right? I mean, I'm just telling y'all, like, because then what happens if the account is way more than what you think it is or way less than what you think it is? People's intentions do change sometimes.
They would definitely, but then you would already feel that from your partner. You will already feel that because if I'm sitting there and I tell you something like, "Hey, how much are you saving? What are you trying to do? You trying to do this? Trying to do?" Now, what you're gonna say is, if everything is together, you're gonna be like, "Oh, nah, boo boo, I'm straight. Oh, no, I'm good. I don't need no help with that." You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate it, but I'm straight. But the people that really need it, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you gonna match me too? Oh, I'm with it. Let's do it."
But there's that female that will reject it from you whether she's good or not. It's just pride of a female
Right.
that will reject it from you, even if she's good or not. Like she just wouldn't take the help or wouldn't want the help. But you also make sense. But I feel like you shouldn't ask to see her bank account or to see her money until like you about to either pop that question or like get to somewhere to that point where that question is coming to approach.
But then I got a question for you, Ray Sean. So if that's the case, and hey, Terese, you said it before. When is the correct time to sit down and actually talk about finances? Do you do it in the beginning or do you do it in the middle? Like you said, you get ready to pop that question. So do you be like, "Hey man, I got this. Today is the day, dog. Hey
Nah,
girl,
like
will you before I do that?
mm-mm.
Hey, let me see your Wells Fargo.
when
You
you start thinking
saving?
about it, when you start formulating like, do I want to marry her? I think I should marry her. Then y'all should talk about financially because then y'all gonna have to plan a wedding, honeymoon, all of that. All that fine. I don't feel like none of that financial question should pop up until not question, but like asking to see somebody's bank account is different than a financial question if you're good or if you need help with this, that, and the other.
Right, right,
You can
right.
help with a bill
Right.
without paying her.
Because I can tell you asked me for my deposit slips. I'm gonna ask you for your credit report.
I motherfucker Bill thought, hey. Look, you got me cussing my mama out. Mama, I'm sorry. Listen, if that's what it takes, that like you said this before, when you have that uncomfortable moment with that person, that's fine. If that's what we're gonna do, that's fine. But as a me personally, I'm gonna tell you now. Me personally, I have to ask that early. I'll be the person to ask that question early. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit and wait till the middle or the end. We're gonna breeze over it, but we're not gonna go into depth with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna. Mm-mm.
But okay, but so I guess let me ask a clarifying question, right? Because see, I'm taking it as you're dating me, right? And if
Mm-hmm.
you're dating me, we are not exclusive. So you theoretically could be dating me, Keisha, Shonda, Kimberly, Candace, whoever else you want to be dating, right? Theoretically, if you're dating me and we're not in an exclusive relationship, you could be dating whoever you want to date,
Mm-hmm.
right? At the point where you say, I choose Terese, at the point where before you say I choose Terese, you're gonna be like, yo, I noticed you spent so and so amount of money on so and so. Yo, what your savings account look like? Let me.
Mm-mm, no, you don't. You asked that question wrong. You don't answer like that.
But
You
I'm
just
saying
gotta.
it's still, to me, at that point, because just like you could be dating 4 or 5 other females, I could be dating 4 or 5 other males, right? Because we have no exclusivity. We just dating, we getting to know each other, right? So when they're getting to know you, before I say, yeah, I want to be with you and only you, I don't know if that means to me that I want to show you my bank statement. And yeah, you're throwing back things that I say all the time. Like that, this is one of my main questions that I always ask, right? Because if we talk about divorce rates, like if I skip ahead and talk about marriage and divorces, one of the main reasons for divorce is finance. When I talk to couples and I say, did y'all have a conversation about it? No, they didn't. When I talk to couples in a relationship, did you have a conversation? Or couples who are engaged? No, they didn't. I'm saying, when do you have this conversation? And if I just say how I personally feel right now, I don't think I should have a conversation before I say I'm going to exclusively date you. I should be like, oh, this is what my savings account, or I just deposited this money in my savings account. I don't think it's
I'm
nothing
not.
else.
I'm not asking for an amount. I'm not. I'm definitely not
You
asking
did, you
for an
said
amount.
because I can match it. So you did ask for an
Let me
amount.
say something. Let me jump out here and say something. What about this? Would be a question I would like to know from the way the conversation is going. Is what is a proper engagement? Like the length of engagement. What do you consider? Is it a certain length? Like, can you get engaged this month? And then, like one of my Instagram mamas that I love to death, she's like, yeah, we've been dealing for a while. We got engaged a month ago. We married this month. Like, should there be a length to it or what?
I personally think the engagement period should last longer than whatever amount of time it takes you to be able to plan and pay for your wedding is how long you need to be engaged. So if you just want to the justice of the peace and y'all can plan and pay for that in a month, go get married in a month. I have a friend that literally met her husband in between Christmas and New Year's, like met for the first time, right? They decided they was going to be together the week after New Year's. He proposed. They got married on Valentine's Day weekend in Hawaii. We are now 15 years later. That is one of the happiest couples I ever seen in my life. There is no timetable. I don't put a timetable on love. If it's love, because I feel like if you know, you know. And if you don't know, if you question it, it's a no. Because I do believe that God puts two people together. I believe in soulmates, right? But they did do some information. Like once they decided how intentional they were, they pulled bank statements, they pulled credit reports, they talked about how they were going to get to the top off of different things, right? So my question then becomes, yeah, when? I don't know, Harvey, did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. You said basically there's no time frame of it. But let me put my youth leadership out here. What's going on is the relationship you were just describing were two people that were committed to building with one another. That's why when
Yes.
you start talking about people in general, reason that relationships fall apart and more than 50% of relationships end in divorce behind finances is because people don't never have the conversations about where they at. They just talk about what they can do together. Instead of
So
sitting
what do
down
you
and saying,
think
how
that
can I deal with it?
conversation should happen? Do you think that conversation should happen in dating, Harvey, or do you think that conversation should happen once they decide that they want to be exclusive to one another?
I think it depends on the dynamic of people involved, the characteristics. If you have an alpha male in a relationship, then he understands that he's trying to go out and win for everybody. And then if she's in her right mind, she's trying to support that. But it depends on the characteristics of the relationship, what the individual, it's an individual type thing.
Oh, okay. Rayshon, what you think? You've been quiet.
I'm quiet because I don't know the engagement part. I don't know how long that part will take.
So
I
what do
just
you
feel
think
like
about asking about finances?
that's what I feel like that should come right before you, right before, as a if it's the dude that's gonna ask, it should be when he starts to have them thoughts on I want to marry her. When am I going to ask her to marry me? I feel like this is the one I want to marry. Then yeah, I should talk about if like. Then I would start talking about the type of wedding. I would start asking financial based questions. I'm not going to just pop out straight up and be like, "Let me see your savings account." But after a while, and I've asked these questions and stuff like that, then we'll start talking about prices and stuff like that. I feel like when we start talking about prices, we gotta start talk about budgets. And when we talk about budgets, that's gonna have to you're gonna have to tell me about money at some point.
Okay. You made a comment and it made me think about something else. You said if the dude asked the question. So we're in a new society where women are proposing.
Or women are what?
We're in a new age where women are proposing. Right? Women are jumping down on one knee and they're asking the man, they're taking charge. They're trying to dictate when you're going to marry them. How do y'all feel about that?
I had to deny two of them just a few minutes ago. They come to Mr. Texas on the front doorstep. Will you marry me? No, I will not. Get away from here.
Back in 2020, I denied one. I left that in 2020.
Me being from the lineage of male that I am from and honor all the males like those males, I might would have to consider her off. I might take her up on it.
Really?
I ain't lying. Let her come by around by now.
I can't do it. I can't do it. It's not. It just feel. It would feel. It would not that it would feel weird, but like I've never. It's gonna feel weird. It wouldn't be right. It's not that it wouldn't be right. I can't say it wouldn't be right because stuff is happening now. But it's like my mother ain't proposed to my father. My brother, my sister-in-law ain't proposed to my brothers. It's not. I don't know. My great.
It's a mission for you.
Right. It's not how I was raised.
Okay.
Listen, Reese, me saying what I said, that express, at least we can admit that a man that's willing to obtain or either consider the idea or aspiration of a woman seeking him is in search of love itself. Because you have to be in search of love and willing to consider it.
Right.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I mean, like in our society, they say the man's supposed to do everything, right? But love is an agreement.
50-50. Right.
It's an agreement. Yeah.
It's an agreement.
Right. I mean, to me, love is a choice, right? Because things are going to happen every day. So I have to choose to love you today. I may not like you today, but I got to choose to love you. If I want us to evolve, I want us to grow, I have to make that conscious choice that, this is what I want, right? We're not going to get along. So to me, the definition of love is two imperfect people coming together to form a perfect union. Get what I'm saying? Like neither one of us are perfect. We gonna struggle. We gonna fight. We not gonna like each other every day, but every day we gonna get up and we gonna make this conscious choice that I'm choosing to want to do this with you again. Right, wrong, and different. If we lose everything, do I want to build again with you? That's how I look at it. But I am a person who believes in love, who loves love, and I want love to find me. Right. So okay, with that being said, I got one more question for y'all. Can you be with a woman who makes more?
Yes.
Would that make you feel like you're not the head of your household?
No.
No, not until she opens her mouth.
Well, go ahead, Mr. Texas. Go ahead. I ain't doing it. Go ahead. I don't
So
think it is.
I will be real. So you have some females that can do it, make their little money, and be cool about it. This, that, the third. It's when they reach the point of where they try to hurt you and be like, "What I need you for? You what I need?" You know what I'm saying? When you get to that, or whenever an argument comes up, I don't need you. I do this. I do that. Me personally, I don't have a problem with it as long as I'm bringing something to the table. And my something, if you're making 100,000, I need to be making somewhere close to it. Work 2 jobs, do what you got to do, get yourself to where you and her can like look eye to eye as far as financials and be like, hey, look, this is what it is. But I don't have a problem with it. She can make more than me.
Okay. Ray?
Her making more than me isn't a problem. It's just it comes down to respect. I mean, I could make more than her. If I'm not treating her with respect, she gonna have an issue with it. If she makes more than me and she not treating me with respect, it's an issue with it. We don't gotta be out of. If I work one job and I'm comfortable and she not comfortable. If I work one job and I'm living and she's living and we're fine and she's working one job and she makes 30,000 more than me, it's not that big of a deal. But then again, I gotta know if I'm not comfortable, then I can't start to rely and depend on her making that much more than me. So I don't feel like I gotta go do more as a man, just because she's making more than me and we're good. So if she's making more than me and we're good, and I'm not depending on her for nothing, she's not depending on me for nothing besides love and affection, then that's fine. But if I feel like I gotta go do more, then yeah, you gotta go make more, go find a way to make more money, not more than her, more money.
Okay. Harvey?
Yeah, I feel like love and finances don't correlate to me. There's no correlation between the way I treat a person and how much money they have in their bank account, especially in a relationship. As long as there's no lies, I can work with it. So that's how I look at it. As long as you can keep it a buck 100 with me, tell me whatever's going on, we can build with that. But I don't say if you have more money than me, you have more power than me, because I have been taken care of before. So I understand how it is to be at home trying to get kids together and do all that other stuff. So I've experienced the whole gambit of it, and money pollutes relationships.
So it's all about conversation, communication, and understanding.
There you go.
I got you. All right, fellas. Well, we are now out of time. I want to thank you all for joining. And to recap, this episode was about dating and finance from a single man's perspective. We touched on a lot of things, but as Harvey just ended with, it comes down to communication, understanding, and respect. In order to get what you're looking for, it seems like from a man's perspective, you have to know what you want. You have to have the proper mindset, and you have to be willing to build together. So with that being said, stay tuned. Next episode will be with the single women. Let's see if they are looking for the exact same thing. Stay fierce.
I want them ones that was talking all that mess. That's what I want.